Have you ever seen a bird so focused on a piece of bread that it doesn't see the cat sneaking up behind it? It gets the food. But for what cost? There's an old saying that goes, "People who are greedy for money will die like birds who are greedy for food." It sounds harsh, doesn't it? But stick with me, because today we're going to unpack the profound truth hidden in this ancient wisdom. This isn't about saying money is evil. It's about understanding the trap of greed and how to find true, lasting wealth that money can't buy. Let's be real, we all need money to live. It puts a roof over our heads, food on the table, and gives us security. The desire for a comfortable life is completely natural and healthy. The problem isn't the money itself, it's when the love of money becomes the single, all-consuming driver of our lives. That's when we become like that bird, so fixated on the prize that we become blind to the real dangers and, more importantly, the real joys of life. Think about the classic story of King Midas. He was obsessed with gold. He wished that everything he touched would turn to it. Sounds great, right? Instant wealth, but then the horror set in. He couldn't eat because his food turned to gold. He couldn't hug his beloved daughter because she, too, turned into a cold, lifeless statue. He got exactly what he thought he wanted, but it cost him everything that truly mattered. His greed isolated him and starved him of love and connection. This isn't just a fairy tale. It's a powerful metaphor for what happens when our priorities get twisted. We see modern-day Midas stories all the time. The workaholic who builds a massive business empire but loses their family in the process. The executive who climbs the corporate ladder by stepping on others, only to find themselves utterly alone at the top, surrounded by people who resent them. The person who sacrifices their health, working 80-hour weeks, chasing a bigger paycheck, only to spend that money on medical bills later in life. They gain the world, but they lose their soul, their relationships, and their well-being. They're like the bird, so focused on the crumb that they miss the beautiful sky, the other birds singing, and the predator lurking in the shadows. So, what's the predator in our modern lives? It's not always a cat. It's stress, burnout, anxiety, and depression. It's the slow erosion of our most important relationships. When we're constantly chasing more, we're living in a state of not enough. We get the promotion, and for a day we're happy, but then we're immediately looking at the next one. We buy the new car, and for a week it's exciting, but then we start wanting the next model. This never-ending cycle is called the hedonic treadmill. We keep running faster and faster, but we stay in the same place emotionally. It's exhausting, and it steals our ability to feel gratitude and contentment for what we already have. The antidote to this trap is to reject money and live in a cave. The antidote is to cultivate a different kind of wealth, what I call holistic wealth. This is a richness that encompasses your entire life. It's about having strong, loving relationships. It's about taking care of your physical and mental health. It's about having time to pursue your hobbies and passions, things that light you up from the inside. It's about contributing to something bigger than yourself, finding a sense of purpose. Money is a part of this. Yes, it's a tool that can support these other areas, but it's only one piece of a much larger, more beautiful puzzle. So, how do we start building this holistic wealth? It begins with a shift in mindset. Start by practicing gratitude. Every day, take a moment to consciously acknowledge 3 things you're thankful for that have nothing to do with money. It could be a beautiful sunset, a conversation with a friend, or the feeling of a good night's sleep. This simple act retrains your brain to see the abundance that already exists in your life. Next, define what enough means for you. Not for your neighbor, not for the people you see on social media, but for you. What do you truly need to live a happy, fulfilled life? When you have a clear answer, you can stop the endless chase for more. You can make conscious decisions about your career, your time, and your energy. Maybe you'll realize you don't need that high-stress job with the corner office. Maybe you'll find more joy in working a little less and spending more time with your kids. or learning to play the guitar, or volunteering for a cause you care about. This is about creating a life by design, not by default. It's about choosing your values and then aligning your actions with them. When you value connection, you make time for people. When you value health, you make time for exercise and rest. When you value growth, you make time to learn and explore. Suddenly, your life isn't a frantic scramble for money. It's a rich tapestry woven with purpose, joy, and love. Let's go back to the bird. What if that bird, instead of fixating on the one crumb on the ground, looked up? It would see a whole world of possibilities. An entire field full of seeds, berries on a bush, insects in the grass. There's abundance everywhere, not just in that one risky spot. In the same way, when we stop being greedy for that one thing, money, we start to see the true abundance of life all around us. The wealth of friendship, the richness of experience, the treasure of good health, and the deep satisfaction of a life lived with purpose. That is the ultimate treasure. It's the kind of wealth that can't be lost in a stock market crash or stolen by a thief. It's a wealth that grows the more you share it. So, let's learn the lesson from the greedy bird. Let's lift our heads, look around, and focus on building a life that is truly rich in every sense of the word. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more conversations about living a meaningful life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.